Good evening, everyone. When I was a kid and people used to ask me, what do you want to become when you grow up? I used to immediately say, I want to become a doctor. Not only me, you see, when it is asked casually as to what you would like to become, most of the children deliberately reply, I want to become a doctor. And then, if it's asked, what do doctors do? They simply reply, doctors treat patients. Do you know why this happens? Let me first help you all recall some of your favorite childhood memories. Have you ever played the game Doctor Doctor? I'm sure most of the people sitting here might have played that as well. It seems so easy to take the fake stethoscope. One friend lies down and the other enacts to listen heart sound, writing scribbled letters as medicines, and others may help in performing surgeries with those plastic knives. It seems fun, right? But in reality, medical practice is not about study, medicines, and surgeries. It's about handling and molding ourselves for the toughest situation, having a balanced life, taking care of ourselves, our families, as well as others, staying calm under chaos, and presenting oneself with confidence, radiance, and a caring attitude. Had anyone explained me then that medical practice is not just about going to colleges and getting a degree. It's about building moral values simultaneously. Since childhood, seeing my dad going to hospitals, treating patients, people coming and greeting him, the happiness in people's eyes when they felt better fascinated me so much. And that's why here I stand today, myself Neha, a former fourth-year course medical student in Caspian University. Doctor. This term has been so underestimated that doctors do only one thing, giving medicines and treating patients. No one tells us that doctor not only treats patient, they take care of a human being. They are involved not only in treating a disease, but taking care of the patient, his anxiety, and psychological status that may affect the healing process. The patient should see a friend in their doctor, not a stranger with a white coat and a stethoscope. On a global scale, there are approximately more than 50 million medical practitioners in the form of doctors, nurses, and therapists. Such a vast number, right? The medical sector should be flawless. But in reality, when we stand in a queue full of patients in a general hospital, these data actually don't matter. We just need someone to be there for us. We understand the importance of moral values, as the doctor present there might lower our expectations due to his nature or behavior. So why exactly is this happening? This is because this lesson is not taught in medical schools, nor it can be found in any medical book. It is because no one has ever given us a clarification between a doctor and a healer. Today, as we gather here to discuss the intersection of medicine and humanity, it's imperative to recognize that being a physician extends far beyond what confines of a white coat. Being a kid with a medical background in my whole family, it never came to my mind how millions of people face the biggest challenge inside those colossal buildings and massive wards. The challenge of feeling overlooked, facing lack of empathy and kindness by the medical staff, and being ill or tensed at the same time. So this incident happened with me when I was in 12th standard, and one of my relatives met with a severe accident and was referred to the trauma department in one of the profound hospitals of my hometown. So what happened was, it was midnight and he had shed a lot of blood, so they had to operate him immediately. Once he was operated, his condition was not much stable, so he was put on a ventilator. What happened next? The whole family was about to arrive the next day, so me and my aunt stayed there. It was night, and everything happened so suddenly that we were not able to contact anyone known in that hospital. What happened next gave me a shock and made me aware of the harsh reality of this profession. One after the other, doctors came, checked upon him, and went to other patients. No one there talked to us. No one there assured my aunt, or even desisted for a few seconds to pacify the situation. That day, I realized that no matter how much skillful or proficient you are, patients and their families will always look you in the eye and expect kindness, empathy, and transparency. And that was the day I thought to myself that no matter what, I'll always stand out of the crowd and be a better doctor in the future. The traditional medical curriculum tends to prioritize medical proficiency at the expense of nurturing the humanistic aspects of medicine. We usually don't talk about this because we don't face it, as we all have got the means and resources for a better medical care. But this actually happens. The patients come, the doctor is like, okay, what happened? What did you eat? Take the history, examine him, and next. The worry, the busy schedule eats him up as a human. And this goes on and on. The general hospitals, the government clinics, the emergency situations, and the non-privileged ones face this daily. And someday, some among us will be sitting on that chair, holding that position as a medical officer. And someone will be there, hoping and relying on only and only us. Therefore, the current situation that needs to be resolved goes in a three-parted way. Current trend, what we lack, and how we can make a difference. So, the current trend that goes is parents want their children to be successful doctors, in turn pressurizing them to pursue this profession as this provides secure jobs, name, and money. Or one takes this as a career because getting an admission in medical colleges these days is as easy as booking a business class ticket in an airline. You just need to check for the money and availability. As this opens up various opportunities on one hand, on the other hand, students just don't realize the worth of this profession. Now, what we as medical students lack might just be basic human traits such as compathy, politeness, and transparency. During our course, we just study cases and address them as such. So by the time we see an actual patient, we associate him or her with just a sheet of paper and a case number. Sometimes, doctors don't even address or console the families due to their hectic schedule. Many a times, patients are compelled to have loads of lab tests that are not even necessary. Sometimes, doctors are unable to provide patients with a comfortable environment, which turns into a hostile situation for the patient, not allowing him or her to open up and get into depths of their problem. Some doctors are not transparent enough with the patient. For example, not telling about their diagnosis, the course of treatment plan, or even about their future risk or complications, which you all may agree with me is a basic human right. These days, this profession is being led by dirty bureaucrats and politicians and money-hungry manipulative professionals. Perhaps that is why those hospitals, as big as their infrastructures are, the more they lack the warmth needed for healing. And therefore, we must understand that patients are not merely cases to be diagnosed. They are individuals with unique fears, stories, and aspiration. And this profession is not for those with a calculative mindset. Now, as medical student, we must embrace ourselves with the following characteristics. For example, respecting people, whether healthy or sick, no matter who they are. Supporting patients and their loved ones, when and where needed. Always asking polite questions, letting people talk and listening carefully. Using evidence as a tool, not a determinant of practice. Embracing ourselves and by leading an example, demonstrating compassion, politeness, empathy in our clinic practice, and serving justice. Cultivating moral principles, critical thinking skills, and serving justice in our clinical practice. Other professionals can be judged on their profession, but a doctor can only be considered good if he has the following characteristics. We should try to become a model to our other professionals as well as our colleagues, and also accepting death as an important part of life and helping people make the best possible arrangements when death is near. While understanding the intricacies of human body and mastering medical techniques are undeniably vital, they alone cannot encompass the entirety of patient care. Ultimately, we as doctors should stay happy, healthy, and remain balanced ourselves, as well as serve to be good companions to all the people in the journey called life. A good doctor is the one who is simultaneously learned, honest, kind, polite, enthusiastic, optimistic, and efficient. In conclusion, the quest to bridge the gap between the medical curriculum and nurturing human connections is not merely an academic endeavor, it's a moral imperative. Unfortunately, we don't have magic lamps or genie. We must use our own skills and approach to create the doctors we want and need. Thank you.